Overthinking rarely begins as something dramatic. Usually, it starts small, a sentence you replay, a decision you question, a possibility you cannot close. And then the mind does something predictable. It keeps returning. Same thought, different angle, no conclusion. At first, it feels like analysis, but after a point, it stops being useful. Because real thinking moves toward clarity. Overthinking moves toward repetition, and repetition creates emotional weight. The more you repeat a thought, the more important it starts to feel, even when nothing new is being discovered. That is why stopping overthinking requires interruption, not more analysis. Here are 7 mental tricks that work because they directly break the loop. Trick 1. Ask what is actually new. When a thought repeats, ask one direct question. What new information appeared in the last minute? Usually the answer is none. That matters because most overthinking feels active while producing nothing new. This question exposes repetition immediately, and once repetition becomes visible, the brain loses part of its illusion of productivity. Trick 2. Separate facts from mental additions. Take one thought and divide it. Fact: the person replied late. Mental addition: they are upset. Something is wrong. I said something wrong. The mind often mixes observable fact with imagined interpretation. When separated, many thoughts lose force, because facts are usually smaller than the story built around them. Trick 3. Give the thought a time limit. The brain treats open thoughts like unfinished tasks, so give the thought a boundary. Tell yourself, I will think about this for 2 more minutes only, then stop. Without boundaries, the mind assumes indefinite permission. A time limit creates structure, and structure reduces looping. Trick 4. Shift from why to what. Overthinking often gets trapped in why. Why did this happen? Why did I react like that? Why did they say that? Why easily becomes endless. Replace it with, what is the next concrete thing here? What can be verified? What action exists? What changes now? What moves the mind forward? Why often keeps it circling. Trick 5. Use external language. A thought inside your head feels larger because it has no shape. Say it quietly out loud, or write one sentence exactly as it is. The moment thought becomes external, it often sounds less convincing, because many loops survive only while staying abstract. Language outside the mind creates proportion. Trick 6. Interrupt the body. Overthinking feels mental, but the body sustains it. Still posture, shallow breathing, fixed attention, all reinforce looping. Stand up, walk slowly, stretch your shoulders, open your hands. A different body state weakens mental repetition faster than people expect, because cognition follows physiology more than most notice. Trick 7. Ask if this thought needs solving now. Not every thought requires immediate resolution. Many thoughts appear simply because the brain dislikes uncertainty. Ask directly, does this need solving now? Or is my mind refusing unfinished space? Very often, the issue is not urgency. It is discomfort with uncertainty. And uncertainty often becomes overthinking when people confuse discomfort with necessity. The deeper mistake most people make is believing that if a thought returns, it must deserve attention. That is false. Many thoughts return because they were emotionally activated, not because they are important. Repetition is not proof of relevance. Sometimes it is only proof that the nervous system remains alert, and if you do not interrupt it, the mind keeps building false significance. That is why overthinking becomes exhausting. It consumes energy without producing resolution, and often, the moment you interrupt the loop correctly, something becomes obvious. The thought was larger in repetition than in reality. That is what overthinking does. It enlarges by staying, and the goal is not to eliminate thinking. The goal is to stop giving endless space to thoughts that stopped helping several minutes ago, because the mind always produces more material. But mental strength depends on deciding what deserves continuation and what deserves interruption. That is how overthinking loses force, not by fighting every thought, but by refusing to feed the ones that no longer add clarity.